sticky, sweet, spicy, and just a little tangy. This is my very special chili jam. So very often condiments really do make the cook, I think. And to have something sweet and tangy and spicy to like throw on some breakfast eggs or on your noodles kind of makes things all the more special. So we're gonna make this really epic sweet and tangy chili jam, which is something that I can't do without in my pantry. First off, we're gonna do a couple of chilies here. We're gonna do some dried chilies first of all. And these are the kind of dried chilies that you get at any Asian grocer. They're the larger ones, so they're not as spicy as the little bird's eye ones. So you kind of want to watch out there depending on the heat that you want. And I've had these soaking in some hot water for about 10-15 minutes to soften them up a little. Now you can totally like experiment with whatever chilies you've got in your area, whatever dried chilies you've got, whatever fresh chilies you've got, and you'll kind of get different flavors and different, aromatics, which is awesome. So I'm just going to grab these and get my scissors and chop them straight into my food processor. So you could cut these separately and take those seeds out if you wanted to, make it a little less spicy, but you know me, I love the spicy, so we're gonna leave those in. All right, so now for the fresh chilies. And I'm here in Australia at the moment, so I'm using these, what we just call them large red chilies in Australia. So many of you have asked me what these are called. Scientifically, I just can't seem to get a handle on exactly which ones these are. But I think if you're in the US, it's kind of like a red cayenne pepper. But the key is that they're not very spicy. So it's literally almost like a capsicum. And in fact, if you wanted to, you could use capsicum or bell peppers if you wanted a really mild chili jam. And I'm sure some very smart person in the world is going to tell me in the comments exactly what the scientific name of these ones are, because that would be very helpful. So thank you, internet, in advance. Okay. I just want to get these chopped up. Okay, so pop those chilies in with the dried, and then I'm going to blend this in batches. So it depends on how big your blender is or processor that you've got at home, but I find that if you've got a smaller one like I do, just kind of blend things as you go, and that way you're going to get a better texture at the end. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm not after a paste here. I really want like a chunky, rustic looking chili jam at the end here so that everyone knows that it's homemade. So next up, we're gonna add some lemongrass. Just wanna bruise this guy. Take the end off. And then you'll find the first few layers of the lemongrass stalk always a little bit dry, so I like to take those off. So where the lemongrass stalk starts to change color and you can feel it's kind of a bit tougher when you're chopping through it, you don't want that in your chili jam. What you do want to do is save this piece in your freezer to add into soup broths, or if you're making like a Thai tom yum soup, you can totally use that. Check out my recipe for tom yum soup on my YouTube channel if you want to as well. Okay, lemongrass in with the chili. And then ginger. So ginger, one of those ingredients that just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. It's just such a great flavor, but also kind of soothes your stomach, soothes your soul, which is what you need when you have a newborn baby, which you can hear Henry in the background there, I think. I'm just gonna peel the skin off that. And you want a really nice fine chop here. So I know that we're going to blend all of these ingredients, but the finer you can chop them before you stick them in your processor, the easier time you'll have getting a nice fine blend. And now for the garlic. All right, garlic goes in. All right, now some red onion, and go with what you've got, guys. I've got red onion, but if you've got brown onion, yellow onion, shallots, any of that kind of thing is totally cool. Okay, onion goes in. Oh, wow, this onion is really, it's really getting to me. Now, just need to blend. All right, so let's take a look, and yeah, that's looking really perfect. Again, like I said, I don't want like a really blended fine dining kind of paste here. We're after some homemade goodness, and look at that. So a nice even chop there, and wow, this fragrance is so good already, like the lemongrass and the ginger and that chili. It's a little eye-watering, but it's good. All right, so now we're in the pan, and I'm gonna add in a really good glug of vegetable oil here, or peanut oil is fine, any kind of like neutral. Oh, that's my lovely Charlie. Can you hear upstairs? I think it might be Baby Shark that's playing. I'm not sure. I really don't want to get that song in my head. Anyway, let's crack on with the chili jam. Anyone else who's listened to that song would know the pain. All right, so a bit of oil. And what was I saying? I was saying not too much flavor in the oil. So like rice bran oil, peanut oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, all of those things. And just when that's a little warm, I don't want too much aggressive heat here because I don't want to burn the garlic. So that is feeling pretty good, and I'm going to pop in our chili paste. Okay, wow, that smell, I love it when that paste hits that oil. All those aromatics, the garlic, the chili. I'm going to add a little bit of salt here just to help things kind of get going and to start to sweeten up a little bit. Salt kind of draws out the moisture from those ingredients and helps them kind of get all soft and sticky. Now I just want a really gentle cook here. We want to persuade the chili to soften up, the onion to get nice and sweet, and the garlic too. So about 10 minutes. Okay, so that's starting to look really good. It's starting to smell really good. You know, chili jam was one of those things that I used to eat growing up in Australia without even kind of questioning where it came from, but it's a very Australian thing. We like to take Asian ingredients and kind of make them our own. And it was never very spicy, so it's kind of just like a sweet, tangy kind of condiment. All right, so speaking of sweet and tangy, that's what we're doing next. I'm gonna add in some tamarind concentrate here. You can buy this in jars from your Asian grocer or a lot of supermarkets these days as well. Or who am I kidding, online, because you know everyone's at home at the moment. So the tamarind is tangy and sour. Now we're gonna add the brown sugar for our sweetness. Oh, look at that, it's looking so joyful already. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of water as well. All right, now you want to let this simmer for about 15 minutes until that water evaporates and that mixture gets really nice and sticky and jammy. Hey, monkey, did you come for a visit? Were you singing Baby Shark upstairs?
Yeah.
How does it go? Baby Shark, do 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 do. I really don't want to get that song in my head. Anyone else who's listened to that song would know the pain. Do you want to have a look at the chili sauce?
Yeah.
Look at that. Is that for Charlie?
Yeah.
Were you going to eat some?
Yeah.
We'll see. Might be spicy. Do you like spicy?
No.
Yes, you do. Sometimes. Right, do you want to go sing some more songs?
Yeah.
Okay, off you go. Okay, bye-bye, honey. All right, so that is looking so amazing. I love the alchemy of this, how it transforms from that really fresh, bright red into this kind of sweet, sticky, dark, jammy business. Oh, looks so good. Okay, now you know this is ready by doing the finger test. Just swipe that through the wooden spoon and, oh, that's good. You can see it doesn't run. So we're nice and thick here. We're good to go. I'm just gonna do a little extra seasoning. I'm gonna add some fish sauce. Now, if you don't have fish sauce in your pantry, totally just use some salt. Fish sauce does have an extra savory umami kind of element to it, which adds a little extra kick in my book. All right, let's have a try before I jar these up. Oh, it smells so good. Wow, that flavor. So you get like an intense kind of tangy sweetness, and then that little hit chili spice at the end there is so good. Oh, I love that. And guys, this is so good on eggs, breakfast eggs, just like dollop on your fried eggs. Spread it on some toast even is really great. Dipping sauce for spring rolls, for fresh seafood. Other thing I like to do is just spread it on some fish before I bake it. Oh, and really great for like grilled chicken as well. So many good things. Yum, you're gonna love this one, guys.